if you go riding, if you still ride on with the single bar, what happens when you tilt the bike, which is a common thing in a motorcycle, we do tilt the bike like this, then what happens, the level of the fuel, they also, gravitate like this, and it creates some sort of disturbances in the fuel pump for sucking the fuel. So that could, hamper the fuel pump, and the life of the fuel pump could be compromised. So avoid riding the bike in the single bar blinking situation. Have it filled when it reaches the single bar. That's what my advice will be in this particular thing. Hello everyone. I hope every single one of you all are doing absolutely fine. I'm out again with my CB350, and today I took it to the highways just to get the feel, This is the second time that I had come to the highway with the CB350. The first one being in its initial time, just after I bought it, and now it has run a couple of thousand kilometers, so I just wanted to, feel the relaxed ride. So I brought it to the highway today. And yes, what's up guys? Today is a typical winter morning over here in Kolkata. Yeah, the sun is not that bright, but still I'm enjoying the weather, and I'm definitely enjoying the ride. You see, the fifth gear is buttery smooth, and you could only feel it in the highways. Due to speed restrictions in the city, it's not that much possible to, ride the bike or cruise the bike in the city. So highway is a typical place where you could, try it out. The more I ride it, the more I fall in love with this bike. Boy oh boy, what a machine. I would definitely make a review video once I complete the 5,000 mark. I'm going somewhere around 3,300 kilometers. So once I reach a 5,000 kilometer, I would definitely make a in-depth review. I did notice a couple of good points and a couple of bad points as well for this motorcycle, and definitely I would like to share it with you all. So yes, I would definitely make a review video out of it and share my thoughts in it. A bad patch of road amidst the highway. Never mind. This bike is well capable of, handling bad roads quite well. I mean, not hardcore off-road. You cannot do a hardcore off-road in this bike, but yes, some amount of bad roads could be easily taken care of. No issues whatsoever. Thanks to the stiff suspension setup. The CBR will be up in a couple of days, guys. The painted parts are back, but there was an issue with the front fender, so I had to, give it back to the painter to rectify the issue, and I'm waiting for it to come back. Once it is back, I will put it back in the bike, and then the bike will go for a complete polishing job by the painter itself. It's in the package, and once that is done, I would, do a complete dedicated video on everything regarding that particular project. So yes, today I have a special topic to discuss, and that is the fuel economy of this motorcycle, and at the same time any motorcycle. Now see guys, I didn't particularly calculate or try to measure how much this bike is returning me in terms of fuel economy. But yes, I could guess that it would be somewhere in between 25 to 28. Not more than that and not less than 24. I won't call it a very decent figure, but at the same time, the performance it offers and the kind of motorcycle it is, it's okay. I'm not disappointed with it. Well, the long stroke engines with tall gearing, they tend to be on the lower side with respect to the fuel economy. So that's okay. What I would like to stress on is the other factors which are involved in the fuel economy of a motorcycle, any motorcycle for that instance. There are several factors which you need to factor in, guys. How well your brakes are maintained. If the brakes are blocking the wheel for free rotation, that hampers the performance of the bike and also the fuel economy to some extent. If the wheel bearings of your motorcycle are damaged, you would get a poor fuel economy than what is claimed by the company. Also, if the tire pressure is not maintained properly, that would also affect the fuel economy as well as the performance of the motorcycle. It goes without saying, the clutch plates and other such very basic features, very basic factors like the clutch cable, throttle cable, all these factors, they add up to the how your bike is performing and what kind of fuel economy you're getting out of it. So you should be aware, guys, that it is not only the engine which is responsible for the fuel economy. There are a lot of other factors which are involved in giving you the claimed fuel economy by the company. So number one, as I said, if you are having issues with your fuel economy, you should have your motorcycle checked at the service center, the authorized service center, or from any competent mechanic, and ask them to check a few things, like whether the wheel is rotating freely, both the wheels, the front and the rear, whether the wheel bearings are proper, not worn out, whether your clutch plates are absolutely fine. I mean, yeah, some amount of wearing is tolerable, but not completely, worn out clutch plate. You would also feel it in the performance. Now that's a very basic factor. So that normally doesn't happen every now and then. Apart from that, you should regularly check your tire pressure and keep it to the spec. Also, your throttle cable, your clutch cable, all these should be having the specified amount of free play, and it should be smooth to operate. These things, these are minute things, but they matter a lot. They have a lot of involvement in giving you the perfect, precise performance and precise fuel economy. So if you find that your bike is not performing well, but everything else seems to be fine, then you should pay attention to all these factors, small factors, but they collectively are involved in producing a very good performance and also returning you a good fuel economy. Also, there are a couple of other factors such as the wheel alignment. Yes, this is an important thing which you should keep in mind, that if both the wheels of your motorcycle are not aligned properly, then you're not only going to have a poor fuel economy, you're also going to have an unbalanced motorcycle, which is going to definitely hamper the performance, and you would feel it. So as I was saying, you would definitely feel the difference in the performance if your wheels are not aligned properly, if your wheels are not balanced properly, and all these are done from the factory before they deliver the motorcycle to you from the showroom. But with time, when we ride our motorcycle, these things tend to go out of spec, and they need to be checked and adjusted, tuned properly from time to time. So do pay attention to all these factors if you're facing any kind of issues regarding your fuel economy and performance of your motorcycle. So that's one part. Now another way to fine-tune your fuel economy is the way you ride your motorcycle. Now that is a very basic thing, we all know it, that if I ride my motorcycle fast or rough, that is revving up the engine too much at lower speed, at lower gears, now that is definitely going to affect the fuel economy, that's for sure. But it also depends from motorcycle to motorcycle. Now you take for instance a KTM motorcycle. Now that is manufactured in a way to rev it hard. So in that particular motorcycle, there won't be a very big difference in the fuel economy whether you rev it or you don't rev it. But in a motorcycle like the one I am riding now, it's a long stroke, relaxed motorcycle. So in this motorcycle, the torque and the bhp are generated at very low RPM. So if I rev the engine higher in every gear, firstly, it is not going to do any good, and secondly, it is going to rob me out of my fuel economy like any damn thing. So this is another thing which you should keep in mind, that it is not only when you rev hard that you get low fuel economy, it's also the motorcycle which you're riding. KTMs are built in a fashion to rev hard and enjoy the motorcycle in that way. And Royal Enfields, and there are a couple of other bikes, and also this particular motorcycle by Honda has a long stroke engine and also has taller gear ratios. So these bikes, you're not supposed to rev it very hard, and also it is not required, since the torque and the bhp are generated very low in the rpm range. A significant difference I would like to talk over here by interrupting the topic I was talking about is, guys, the last time I came to the highways, the ECU was not remapped, and after that we all got called by the Honda people, and they tweaked the ECU for the high altitude issue. And today when I ride the motorcycle, it's like, I somehow feel that the bike, I had also mentioned it earlier, I somehow feel the bike is running a bit richer. I mean, the mixture, the air to fuel mixture, it's a bit richer, on the richer side. Seriously amazed, guys. Even at 120 kilometers, well, it was not a complete 120, a tad bit below that. Even at that speed, zero vibrations, guys. Absolutely zero vibrations. Hats off to Honda for this particular motor. It impresses me every time. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to share my bit of knowledge regarding fuel economy, which I had gathered from a motorcycling experience of the last 20 years. Perhaps I have been riding for the last around 20 years, not completely 20 years, maybe 18 years or so. In my earlier age, I used to tune up carburetors as well in my previous motorcycles, which had carburetors in them. So I have got a bit of knowledge over there, and since then I had gathered all the knowledge like this. Nowadays the bikes are coming with fuel injection, and that's a very good thing. So there is very little opportunity for people to fine tune your motorcycle manually, just like in the carburetors, to tune up the carb and manage the fuel economy the way you want it. You cannot do it anymore. You need fancy laptops and fancy gadgets to hook up the bike to, and then tune it as per the software, with the help of certain softwares through the laptop. Otherwise you cannot tune the fuel of the modern day motorcycle or cars, whatever. But as a matter of fact, it's not required. In earlier days, the carburetors, they very often they used to go out of tune and perform differently, give poor fuel economy and poor performance. But since the birth of fuel injection in motorcycles and cars, that problem has been completely chucked off. That problem never arises. You could only have a good working fuel system in your motorcycle, or you could have a faulty one. There's nothing in between. So that's a good thing. Headache-free stuff. So that's it, guys. That's it for this video. I hope it was helpful for y'all to understand what all you need to check if you're having issues with your fuel economy. The basic stuffs which you could do it from time to time is check your tire pressure, and when the bike is in its main stand, try to rotate the wheels and see whether the wheels are free or not, whether your accelerator and clutch operation is smooth enough or not. And of course, the primary thing not to forget, to fill up your fuel from a good fuel station. That is a very important thing I nearly forgot to mention, but nonetheless, do fill up your fuel from a very good fuel station from wherever you stay. I'm sure you would have one somewhere around you, so make sure you fill it up from there. And don't let the fuel bars go below single bar. Don't let the single bar blink. Don't wait till then. Fill up the fuel tank when you have a single bar. Since this is a fuel injection system, so we have a fuel pump inside our fuel tank. So if you go riding, if you still ride on with the single bar, what happens when you tilt the bike, which is a common thing in a motorcycle, we do tilt the bike like this, then what happens, the level of the fuel, they also gravitate like this, and it creates some sort of disturbances in the fuel pump for sucking the fuel. So that could hamper the fuel pump, and the life of the fuel pump could be compromised. So avoid riding the bike in the single bar blinking situation. Have it filled when it reaches the single bar. That's what my advice will be in this particular thing. Rest, ride hard, ride safe, guys. Safety comes first always. Thank you so much for tuning back to my channel, guys. I wish all of you good luck in whatever you do, and do take care of yourself and your family. Do share this video with your friends so that they could also gather the knowledge of how to get the best fuel economy from your motorcycle. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.